Hey YouTubes, Rival X Factor here in time for another armor specific map tips, and this is Bazaar Conquest size small, and a lot of you guys know that I have my infamous 78-0 armor run on this map, and the only reason it didn't go further is because it was a small ticket server. Now, what are a couple things I want to talk about on this map is knowing when to push and when to back off. This map only has 4 major armor lanes. There's highway, there's side street, there's this street, and then there's one opposite of that, okay? So what should the armor do? The armor is responsible for the gimme. Always responsible for the gimme. So off the breakout, I'll push here, okay? And then I'll back off. If I don't have the gimme from the US side, right? We don't have it, I go get it. So if this tank spawns or this LAV spawns, I go get A. The worst thing you can do is push your armor right past an enemy point, okay? And there's a couple things that you don't want to do. If we don't have A, I don't want to put my LAV on top of A, because what happens? If we don't have A, and I put my LAV here, and they decide to spawn a bunch of NGs and support guys, there's a spawn here, 2 or 3 spawns back here, another spawn back here, one there, and in this marketplace. So what does that mean? My head's gonna be on a swivel, and I'm an absolute sitting duck. So what can you do to help out? You're gonna be a spawn point, but you can tip your LAV right here. This spot, that's the furthest you want to go, and you got to make sure your gunner's basically owning this whole area and the hotel rubble over here because people spawn back there. That's worst case scenario, all right? Never pull your LAV up here because you will die 90% of the time by every smart player who spawns back as an NG or support guy. All right, you don't do it. I've only done it in a handful of matches, and it's worked out twice and failed me twice, and I've got my ass chewed by cartel each time because it's always a dumb move unless it's called for. Okay, so let's talk about LAV movement. So I take A. Now I want to bait their LAV. What does bait mean? I want to get him to come to a spot where I can easily rock his face. Okay, so there's a couple spots I could play. I tend to play right through here by home base. So what happens if I see him coming side street here, I'm gonna back up like I didn't see him. I'm gonna make him keep coming. Then when he pops, I'm gonna switch to my anti-armor shells. I'm gonna keep moving, fire off that salvo, switch, drive by again, switch, and he's probably dead. Okay, a great tactic on this map is just driving by an opening where 2 containers are, spamming your salvo just because he can't spam you, switch, and go across. Whatever you don't want to do is shoot like this, standing still. This isn't infantry skills. Infantry skills, you want to hold still for a split second and just slam. All right, you want to be moving and use that side-to-side motion as help. If he's running anti-armor shells as well, it's going to blind you. So don't forget about that. Those shells do blind the shit out of you. I do a how-to tank and how-to armor, and we went over a couple tips for these vehicles. So I get him down. What can I do? Now I could push, but I don't push too far. So let's say we kill him. Now we're going to go down highway, watch for mines, and this is another spot real quick that I can easily defend from. All right, this highway hill, which we'll talk about on the other side. So we push, but what don't we do? We probably don't want to put our LAV on C. That's bad news bears. But what I can do is if there's enemies, I can help take down laundry, and I can help destroy butcher here. Okay? I have a 1.5-minute timer. If this is a normal infantry server, an armor server, that I can take that drive around with freedom. If you do want to drive on C, you basically want to go right here into this mess where all this stuff is going to protect you from RPGs. Okay, but this is worst case scenario because where do people spawn on C? All through here, the store back here, in construction, all around you. It's an absolute death trap. Okay, and you can back off. There is another move to get on C, and sometimes it fails. So let's see if this works. And it's a pretty hard shot. Yep, I'm up. Okay, see that ramp angle I just took? Charge up it. All this stuff gets knocked down. if you're on the Russian side, feel free to blow out all this marketplace. It'll all come down. It'll give the other team 0 spots to hide. And you can drive through it, you can shoot it, and this can really help your team if you have their armor down. If not, don't bother, because you're just going to get caught in a reload cycle, and the other guy's going to just house you, okay? So, you took C. Where do you want to play now? You want to play off and trap their armor at spawn. The Russian side has a real tough time getting their armor out from this whole area. And learn to drive backwards through this stuff. See how I did that without looking backwards? Didn't hit a thing? Learn to drive backwards without looking. You use your mini-map to kind of guide you. So where should you play? Play this area all through here. Don't get too close to this wall because your engine's going to die if they're spamming it. But play all through here. And again, if he's coming out, pull harsh forward, pull harsh backwards. And just trap him. Don't let him get out, and you'll spawn camp these guys. So what happens if you notice that the LAV gets out and he's booking it? You match him. You back up and you match him. You do not want him getting through to your gimme. All right. What happens if A flashes? You go back to A. A is your responsibility. Okay, this is a very concentric map, all the points in a row. If you lose A, you're probably going to lose B. If they have A and C, there's going to be a lot of pressure on B. The last thing I want to show you guys, and it's not something that I profess, but you can put the LAV on B. It will die a miserable death. And it has to do with basically going up here. So once you get through there, just party time. So if they've got a bunch of medics on B, and you guys are just steamrolling them, don't pull up too far because this is a spawn, and pools is a spawn, so don't forget about that, okay? But you're probably going to die doing this, but it's something fun to do sometimes. So, what should you do? Match your LAV. Match the opposite side of the map he's at, trap him at your gimme, kill him, then go camp the LAV. There's a 1.5-minute timer on 99% of the maps out there. Hopefully this helps let you become a better and stronger LAV pilot on this map and help you crank out the kills.